Going from left to right, or from right to left, or yeah, left to right in this quarter. As over to get it is Lauren Balsley as he skittles it forward. Chasing after it is Nelson for the USA. Bulleen does a very good job of getting that out up to the far side, and the ball is rolled over and out of bounds. The Bulleen-Templestowe Bullants and the blue jumpers with the yellow trim, they look like the West Coast Eagles, while the USA Liberty wearing their white clash jumpers with the blue trim. Ball comes spinning back into play. Ball goes to ground. Fighting that one in tight. Couldn't get the football. Then picked it up and trying to run that around. And then we have a call.
Memory card's open.
Oh.
Want to look at that?
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian, I'll pull in for you at the moment as the ball is still stuck on the halfback flank. Hurried little kick by the Bullants. Sees them get upended on the far side. Another attempted play there. Knocked over. Fierce football still on the half-forward flank for the Liberty. And the ball will be bowled up on the far side of the ground from our commentary position as we just wait for it to be thrown back into play. Hurry tap under the light tower. Trying to get underneath of it. Hannah, umpire blows the whistle and calls for a ball up. I might see if I can help you out with that, Brian.
As we play musical chairs trying to get the camera to work. Meanwhile, to nothing up on the far side. Stayed with the football, and then the umpire says play on. Liberty trying to get that forward as best they can. And the umpire and the ball is stood up on that far side and will have a ball up. Bulleen-Templestowe, as we mentioned in the first quarter before we came on air, they are playing 5 members of their under-18s. In fact, their big ruck there, Laura Main, number 15, has just turned 16 the other day. And here she is playing against the USA Liberty. 4-0 the score. 4 behinds in that first quarter. Ball goes to ground. Skittled off the foot. Ball goes in the air. It's marked. She had the footy, lost it. And then tried to throw that one onto the right, high up into the air, and it's marked. And here come the Liberty back. Oh, she's claimed. Handballed it into the middle, touched. Played into the middle there to the number 12 for, that looks like a Shara Herman. And the whistle has blown, and the umpire has called for another ball up. Throws out one onto the left, marked. Throws out one in high in the air, almost marked. Good job by Barbara Axthelm on the pressure. Stayed with the football, and then here comes Barbara Axthelm. Great win by Valerie Barbara Axthelm to get the ball, but she's claimed, whoever that was who she handed the ball to, over on that far side. Actually, it looks like Lorraine Quokka. And we'll have a ball up on that, or rather it'll be a free kick to Bulleen. Ball is kicked in, and she's going to run on. She has a bounce. Well, mustard came off the hot dog. And then she tried again, handballed it into the middle. Couldn't get it, and that one just weasels its way through for a behind. As the number 31 there had the ball initially, that was Sophie Freeman, who handballed it after trying to get it, then couldn't. The ball goes through for a behind. First score of the game for Bulleen. It's 4-1. All behinds so far here in the early going. Kick in by the Liberty up on that far sideline. Throws out one onto the right. Goes up high in the air. Gets by the Bulleen defender. One-on-one contest. Tries to go with the subway ball, but it was a local train, not an express one. And then picked that one up. Throws that one onto the right. It is dropped. Had the ball go through the hands, right through the wicker basket. And the umpire calls again for a ball up on that far side. Brian Barish and Peter Holden, who's doing the engineering work very, very quickly for us here. Our thanks to him from Girls Play Footy. You're going to hear him in just a moment. Ball up on that far side again. Throw that one up high in the middle. Does the Bulleen forward. Nice. Couldn't claim it cleanly. Bulleen's dropped a couple of easy sitters here in the early going, but that also might be the inexperience, and the umpire again signals for a ball up. 4-1 Liberty. Just underway here, opening minutes, second quarter, on a beautiful night for footy here at the Bulleen Oval. And it looks like that is going to be a free kick. At least that's what the initial signal was. And actually, we have a Bulleen player down.
Well, Brian, nice to be with you, even after a bit of a rush to get set up. And let me tell you, the Eastlink traffic for those Melburnians, chock-a-block on the outer side. Very unusual for this time of night, heading inbound.
Well, we're glad you're here. We're glad we could at least get everything set up. You want to take this?
Quaker on the football, it looks like, for the Liberty as the ball is thrown back into play. Bullett's tap going forward. Just going on the ground and creating a bit of pathway there was Ray Hale. Close up against the boundary line, being chased after it again. Kathleen Michaels, and will call for a ball in. Thanks to the Bulleen-Templestowe for the team list. Not quite in numerical order that we're used to, but it should do the job nonetheless.
We'll get it at halftime or something along that.
It's been a bit of sticky tape and see how we go routine here.
Pretty much twine and string and all that other good stuff.
Ball on the outer side, being chased after it is Stablin. Umpire's blown the whistle here and pulled out a free kick going the way of the Liberty. Currently leading 4-1. No goals for either side yet, as she just looks further afield. Most of the play staying on the far side of the ground. Long, high kick towards the pack. Bowled over a few players. Close towards the boundary line there. Chong chasing after the football. Gets knocked away from her. Doesn't matter. She's got support back there. High pipe floater of a kick. Just getting away there from the player in the connect there for the Bull Ants. Umpire's blown the whistle again and said there's another ball up. We've had a few stoppages out here today, and it will be a stoppage at the 4:50 arc for the Bull Ants.
A lot of stoppages in that first quarter. Probably, like I said, probably about 35 ball-ups during the course of this one, as Quokka had the football, tapped that one into the ground, and then there was a team meeting around it for both of them. Slung to the ground after getting to it. Umpire again will call for a ball up. And Peter, one thing that so far the Liberty have done very well, they've clamped in very well defensively so far. When the Bull Ants did get about 2 chances inside 50, Valerie Barber-Axelm did a fantastic job. She's going to be called in again to do it. That one is thrown up onto the left. That looks like Becky Kraft, who threw that one onto the right. It's up on that far side. Great shepherd thrown in there by Jen Ferrucci from the Arizona Lady Hawks. Ball goes out of bounds. Ferrucci is ferocious on that far side for the Liberty so far. Again, still leading 4-1 here in the second quarter.
And part of a song, I think it's called Hoochie Ferrucci Mama, an old Australian crawl song from the 80s.
Well, we'll leave you to that, mate.
As the ball is thrown back into play, now the hurry kick by Quoker. Got on the left boot and gained about 30 to 40 metres. Opportunity to run onto the ball here, but meeting it heavenly. It looks like Dixon there for the Bull Ants. Did well to hold it up. Otherwise, the cavalry was going to certainly arrive for the Liberty. Trying to get in there as Al goes in on the football. She's under all kinds of pressure. Pack of half a dozen forming. Centre wing out of side. Close towards the boundary line. Getting a hurry kick in there is Ditas, and the umpire says that has gone out of bounds on the full. Liberty free kick, centre wing far side.
Liberty still leading 4-1. They had their opportunities inside 50 in the first quarter. Not much of a win to speak of, Peter, but it is an absolutely beautiful night for football. Temperature in the mid-50s Fahrenheit as the kick is up on that far side. Nicely marked just inside the field of play there by Leilani Silvio, it looks like. She's going to look around. She's going to throw that one onto the right into the middle. Over the top. Good job in there by the big ruck, number 15. That's Laura Main, who, as we said, just turned 16 years old the other day, but in fact she's kicked that one out on the full. Now goes center off the free kick, dropping the footy, it looked like was Arundel, and then throw that one back. Nice over the shoulder mark there by Oann Wynn, number 19 from the Sacramento Suns. Plays that one into the middle, skips free, kept in there, looked like there by Algozin, who just got a paw to it. They rustle it forward. Leslie shoving away play and sifting through defenders, as is Leanie Michaels. Ball goes to ground again. Michaels stays with it, goes back to Quokka, dropped the footy, and then picked up by Bulleen, just out of the hands there of the number 19, who is Bridget Henry, and then stacks on the mill. Ball gets dropped. It is honeypot football, as there's about 15 players around the footy. Here is Quokka, throws that one up onto the right. One-on-one contest, just out of the reach of Kate Peterson, who couldn't get to it. Algozin is in there. Check that's Arundel, and then over to get it is Lauren Skonechny. Thrown to the ground. Great tackle put on, but no prior opportunity as Robin Leslie was able to get in there and throw her to the ground. Throw it. It looks like, I believe that was Bridget Henry again, but ball up will occur 45 meters from the Liberty target. Ball goes to ground. Skonechny paddles it forward. Picked up by the defender. Over to Henry again, able to get it. Tried to scoop that one back. Picked up by Arundel. Finds Quokka from just on the 50-meter paint into the contest. Ball goes to ground. Skips 3. And then coming out of the back nicely was the number 11, who is Shanae Dixon. Again, I believe also another one of the U18s. Here comes Bulleen back in the other direction. Up that far side. Ball gets spilled to ground. What can the Bull Ants do here? And more importantly, what can the Liberty do on the defensive side? In fact, they have called for a ball up on the wing position right in front of the interchange gates. Again, the score: 4 behinds for the Liberty, 1 for the Bulleen-Templestowe Bull Ants here in Bulleen. Brian Barish alongside Peter Holden, who is frantically writing down the numbers in numerical order here. And we go into the middle again. I'm still up on that wing position. And again, ball up. Liberty are content to play a very tight form of football, almost like watching rugby when they get the ball out of the ruck after the tackle to pin it back and then look to go forward almost on a bootleg or on a backwards run going forward. That one was soccered off the ground. One-on-one contest picked up by Quokka. Handballs in the middle for even. Just got it into the middle. Arundel with a big booming kick. Pack forms. Dropped the mark, did Michaels, but did well to find a teammate. Now goes in, skittles it towards the goal. 1-on-3, stayed with it. There was Balsley, couldn't get her foot to it, and Bulleen is able to get it out and do everything they can. They went stop drop and couldn't get it out though. Kept in on the far side by the Liberty, and then great job by Bulleen. It looked like the 21 over there or 31 in Sophie Freeman, and kept in again. Now they got it. Throw that one onto the left. High one-on-one contest. Missed everybody. In there for the U.S. Was the number 9, which I believe was Peterson. That one gets tipped around. Dropped again. Oh, that looked like an awkward go in there by Barbara Axthelm. Out to the near side. Marked by Erica Sackey from the Philadelphia Hawks. She's taken down. Her Hawks teammate Amy Arundel is there in support. Just goes up over the top. Picked up nicely. Oh, she got tagged, but dropped the footy there was the number 29, which is Rachel Traplin, and then the ball is tied up again. Still 4-1, right around the halfway point of this second quarter. Second game of this 5-game tour for the USA Liberty. Ball is kicked. It was deflected. Ball comes out into the half-forward position. Pushed out of the way there was Silvio. Just got to the football. Algozin picks it up along the boundary line. Staying in there again was the 21 again, which is Bonnie Funnel. And the ball tumbles over the boundary line one more time for another boundary throw-in. Or actually, it looked like it got held up. So the ball goes back in the air. Great job again by the ruck in Maine, Laura Maine. Ball goes out into the middle of the ground. Bulleen had it, tackled there. On her knees to get it was Sackey. Got up, and then that one is stood up, soccered on by Silvio again. Ball comes out. She forgot the pill again, did Freeman, and then throw that one on to the right as Dixon. Now that one gets knocked backwards. The Liberty doing well. And that one is cleared out. Going in to chase it there was Stablin. Stablin had to kick it backwards to give herself some room. Brianna Osthoff picks it up and let's us change the scenery and goes out to the left side. Picked up on a couple of hops. almost, and then swinging that to the inside there was the number 11 in Shanae Dixon. Play that one into the middle as they negotiate their way around the cricket wicket. Ball goes to ground again. Barbara Axthelm is there. Shoved off the football. Somehow or another won it. And the umpire blows a whistle and spots a high tackle. It'll be a free kick to the USA Liberty. Again, USA Liberty 4. Bulleen-Templestowe 1. Second quarter of play. And we mentioned how great the weather is here tonight. Peter, I don't think you could have bargained for a better night than this for footy.
Well, there's been some freezing cold nights in Melbourne over the past week or so, but it's turned out to be a beautiful night. No dew, nothing to speak of. And actually, wouldn't quite say as far as warm, but you're certainly not cold. You could easily wear a jumper outside. Nice, comfortable conditions. Close towards the boundary line, almost being seen over there by Jones. Managed to keep the football in play. Good hurried air pass on. Here's the kick out towards the wing position. Now going to pick it up there is Kendall. She's immediately caught. Had to shake off a Rundle. Goes towards the half-forward flank position. Osthoff is there for the Liberty. She got dispossessed of the football. Chasing after it now is the 31 in Freeman for the Bullets. Tries to move the football forward. Where it's in a half-forward. Osthoff has to go again for the Liberty. She's under pressure. Watching on is Kathy Ditas. She managed to squeeze the football out. Tenek is there for the Bullets as well. Dispossessed. Support from Kendall. She goes in there. Can't get it out. Mullen's there as well. She's all wrapped up. There's a little throw out. Umpire didn't mind it. Thought it was two hands. Play on. Over the top of the football there is Ray Hale. She goes in for the pill. Can't pick it up. Ball still in dispute. Centre half forward for the Bullets. Centre half back here for the Liberty. In goes Croker again. Charges her way through like a bull in a china shop. She got dispossessed. Ball hit the ground. Scrap on. The umpire blows the whistle and says it's time for a ball up.
Been very impressed by Lorraine Quokka. She's had a lot of the ball tonight so far, Peter, and that's good to see. And more importantly, you'll see her run from the back up into the forward, or at least the half-forward line. Ball goes to ground. Again, stacks on, and there's Quokka again. And I'll tell you what, we talk about Rosie Clow. You can thank Lorraine's brother for getting Rosie Clow into the footy and into the Freedom side, because they're dating, and that's how they know each other. Meanwhile, there's a free kick. That one gets sent in by the Bull Ants. Picking that one up there was looked like Saki, and then kicked that one up into the middle. Chasing after it is Berniarski. It skips three, handballed it around, found the player there, and then down goes to ground, picked up by Silvio, who just got it right into the face. Oh, she's going to feel that. It looks like they want to try and stop the play here, and in fact they will, and we will have it. I didn't see who catch it.
I think it's either Ho or Main. Just numbers just a little upside
looks
down.
Looks like 16 from here, Peter.
So that's Ho. That player is on the team sheet listed as Catherine Ho, and she's getting up a little worse for wear. If we caught that one on camera, that's one for the footy show. That's the Falcon.
Yep, and just making sure that she sees the exact number of fingers held up.
No, the cameraman says, no, he's blown the $500. He hasn't managed to zoom in on it. That $500, you probably would have given to the player just to make her feel a little more comfortable after having the face rearranged from that one. Hurry kick away there by Kendall. Kendall goes out towards the centre wing position. Hale comes out after the football. Hale for the Minnesota Freaks. She gets dispossessed. Hurried little hand pass going backwards, trying to find Amy Arundel. She gets taken down to ground there by Melanie Karinki. She has to squeeze the football out, but only be intercepted here and taken away by Erica Saki. Moves the ball out towards the wing position. Kathleen Michaels chasing after the football. She overran it. Opportunity now for the Bullets as the ball comes back inboard. Antoinette Ditas went in to try and get the football out. Manages to get it to a teammate. Pumping it long there. It looks like it might have been Kathy Ditas who got it towards the centre half forward position. Plays held up and will call for a ball up. 4 behind USA Liberty, Bulleen-Templestowe Bull Ants. 1 behind nearing half-time here at Bulleen Park.
Valerie Barber-Axthelm went in at a very awkward angle there, but she seems to be okay. Ball goes to the heavens, and again, Laura Main. Wow, and remember, she's only 16 years old. She's about 6'2" at the very least. She'll be a very handy ruck. Out of all of that, another ball upcoming as Lizzie Even doing her best against a very tall piece of timber. Throwing that one onto the right and kicking towards goal off to the side. A little bit of an off break into the middle. The initial kick was taken by Palkinghorn. Ball goes to ground. Liberty trying to control it out of the back pocket. Stacks on the middle. Everybody down mushroom farming, and we will have a ball up in that far pocket again. 4-1. All of those points, well, all the Liberty points came in the first quarter, and the only point coming in this quarter for Bulleen-Templestowe. Ball has been awarded as a free kick. Up in that forward pocket as they try to scramble the Jets inside the goal square. A little bit of a ski jump ball up high in the air, almost marked, taken down, and that is halftime at the football. Well, this is a titanic tug of war so far after 40 minutes. Only behinds on, and neither team really sees the initiative. The Liberty did have some good opportunities in front. They did very well on the defensive side. At the end of 40 minutes of play, it's the USA Liberty 4, the Bulleen-Templestowe Bullants 1.
We'll take this opportunity to take a break here on USAFL. You're watching the USA Liberty Tour.
Beautiful San Diego, home of the 2017 USAFL Nationals, including, for the first time, an Australian division. Imagine kicking off your end-of-season footy trip in this amazing US city, with your club playing in the biggest football tournament in the world.
Black Chrome Sportswear designs and manufactures custom sportswear with a focus on quality and reliability. We're Australian, we've got 10 years experience, and we've got a US base in Oklahoma. Who better to trust than an Aussie company for your AFL gear? Get your customized men's and ladies' AFL uniforms, outerwear and training gear from Black Chrome. Black Chrome's custom compression can enhance performance and recovery, reduce lactic acid, and accelerate your warm-up. Black Chrome is trusted by a number of AFL leagues, including the USAFL, as their official supplier. Try out our Design Your Own tool and see Black Chrome's full range of sportswear at blackchromeusa.com. Join us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Beautiful San Diego, home of the 2017 USAFL Nationals, including, for the first time, an Australian division. Imagine kicking off your end-of-season footy trip in this amazing US city, with your club playing in the biggest football tournament in the world.
Chrome Sportswear designs and manufactures custom sportswear with a focus on quality and reliability. We're Australian, we've got 10 years experience, and we've got a US base in Oklahoma. Who better to trust than an Aussie company for your AFL gear? Get your customised men's and ladies' AFL uniforms, outerwear and training gear from Black Chrome. Black Chrome's custom compression can enhance performance and recovery, reduce lactic acid and accelerate your warm-up. Black Chrome is trusted by a number of AFL leagues, including the US AFL, as their official supplier. Try out our Design Your Own tool and see Black Chrome's full range of sportswear at blackchromeusa.com. Join us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
Great competition and a feeder competition there to the AFL.
You're the truest form of an athlete playing footy. You got to cover long distances, you got to be able to have endurance, be quick, athletic, sprint, be strong, and have skill at the same time. And I think that if you fancy yourself an athlete, this is a sport.
Well, everyone plays offense and defense, and everyone is a skilled player. You need to have reasonable endurance, reasonable speed, reasonable strength. There's no restrictions on how tall you need to be. Some guys can be, high 6 feet. Some people are in their 5'5", so it doesn't discriminate against anyone. Anyone can play. The thing that Americans would find particularly exciting about it is the fact that it's so fast-paced. The game's continuous, it doesn't stop, the game just continues to keep rolling.
Future of the game, I think that we need to get into more colleges. You look at a team like Minnesota and what they're able to do with college scholarships. Kids going over to Australia for a semester and then come back and they're helping with Minnesota's team. I think that's where our real development's going to come in, and I think we need to really foster the college game.
It's a sport that's really growing, not only in Australia but all around the world, and there's been a few signings of young American college players in the last few years that have made the transition to our sport and done really well.
So a wide range of ages and fitness levels, and it's really a sport for anybody.
So I looked up Aussie rules on YouTube and I thought it was really cool, and that's how I found out about it.
It brings together certain elements from all different sports. Sometimes you might not be the top 1% of a particular sport, but you can use what you know about that sport, and it all is applied very well in Aussie rules football.
Just check out if there's a club in your local area, and from my own experience, both Aussies and Americans in the club are really welcoming and they took good care of me, so they'll definitely look out for you, and it's a good time.
And welcome back here to Bulleen Park in Bulleen for this USA Liberty Tour match, game 2 of their 5-match series, where currently the score is 4 behinds to 1 behind this low-scoring contest. I'm Peter Holden. I arrived at quarter time. Thank you very much, Eastlink, and I think around Fir Tree Gully Road, where it was 20-odd minutes and it was just traffic jam for no apparent reason. There was no accident, no nothing. Everyone just decided to go at 10k per hour. Joining me as well, joining you, it's been all game, is Brian Barish. Brian, you've seen the first quarter, you've seen the second quarter. Is this the first time the USA Liberty could actually be winning a game in Australia?
It could be the first time that they've won, period, and that's the thing, is that, but there's still 40 minutes to go. But here's the thing, there really hasn't been a whole lot of, there's been some short bursts of movements. The Liberty are doing well, especially down the middle of the ground, and I was out, we were out yesterday out at VU Oval with the VU Spurs. Yes, yeah. And the one thing is that they were really trying to work the ball down the guts, and they were trying to work on getting the ball forward and whatnot, and they were able to, it looks like they were taking what they learned last night and put that into play today. I've been very impressed, as I've mentioned a couple of times so far tonight, with Valerie Barber-Axelm, who did a fantastic job the other night at Manor Lakes, and she's really worked her way into sort of, especially on the Liberty, sort of as a protege to Terry Tupper. Same type of player, short, fairly low center of gravity, but also very tenacious and staying with the football as well. Amy Arundel hasn't had as many touches as she had the other night. Kathleen Michaels has gotten herself involved, as has Erica Sackey in the middle of the ground. Ray Hale is getting more involved into the play tonight, which is good. So some very good things from the Liberty for this game. Really, I have the feeling, Peter, that we may only see 1 or 2 goals tonight, and whoever gets that one goal, if it's the one, is probably going to win the football game.
In case they do win, if they've been practicing the theme song, we've heard at the International Cup on Sunday, the great songs from the Irish, we're on the one road. It's very catchy. And then you bring fire to the flight, apparently for the GB Swans. I heard their song. We're just waiting. Obviously, unfortunately, the Freedom lost on the weekend, but we're just waiting for the Liberty, maybe if they win, to be the first women's USA side to crack out the song. The Revolution winning against Canada in the men's division.
Yep, and they were in fact practicing the song, which is absolutely fantastic. And you know, it would be great to see them win. Now let's talk really quickly while we have some time here at halftime about yesterday, where the USA Freedom opened the IC with that loss 40-8 against Ireland. Peter, you were calling that match. Now I had a chance to watch it on replay. The U.S. had a very good second quarter with the win to get those points. They were always going to have trouble against that very tough Irish team with, I think they have 6 players playing for the VWFL, and of course they have Laura Courier, who's playing for or Duryea rather, who's playing for Melbourne, in addition to playing for Diamond Creek.
Yeah, Laura Duryea. Yes. You'll get the name.
I'll get there. Well,
she used to be Corrigan, which was a lot easier.
Yes.
Laura Duryea. And this shows, I guess, respect that Brett Bauer was seen as so much of a threat in the forward line for the USA that Duryea went to Bauer.
Yeah.
And you can see a couple of times there was some play open by the USA. They went in the Brown direction, but Duryea was there and read it best from her experience and managed to shut her down.
Yeah.
So that was very entertaining to see that tactical battle. We saw in the ruck Hallie Castanak versus Hallie Lee. Hallie Castanak going up against Clara Fitzpatrick, of course, who represented Ireland in the European Championships last year. She's come out. She's playing for Diamond Creek in the VWFL. That was a fantastic battle. There was a few places where you see Sarah Maguillon dominated through the middle of the ground. Katie Klatt started to come into it in the second half, got the ball, put it into a lot of dangerous positions, but the structure from Ireland was very sound. I just felt that the USA were a bit too predictable in their play, and they are playing a bit like a lower division side in Victorian football, as in they take the mark and all they do is they look up the line.
Right.
They look up the line. They don't either think going backwards for the switch, or you don't actually have a player sweeping it from behind, calling for the ball, saying, pass to me, launch, go.
Right.
I mean, one of the players, for example, where I thought, as I talked about in the commentary, that could have been used wisely was Katrina Shearer.
Yes.
Now, we saw her at the Sarasota Nationals last year, and the thing was with her, she was in the middle of the ground, always had plenty of space. Teammates would switch the ball, find her, she would have the speed to run away from players. The only thing that was letting her down was the bounce. Hopefully she's worked on that by now, but she could run and she could kick the ball a good 40 or 50 metres. The problem was with the setup, I felt, for her, is they thought, oh, we'll use her like a traditional winger, but all the play was crowded towards one side, and she got caught extremely wide. She was stuck in the boundary, almost standing in a pocket in the flank, and for a runner, that's no use. She needs space. What they've got to try and do is try and coach Shearer to be a way of, she's almost coming off half-back. She needs to be, whoever's taking a mark or set off half-back, she needs to find a way to run around, get in behind them, and demand the ball. Say, pass to me, go.
Right.
She's got that burst of speed. Use that 15 metres. She's the ideal player who can take the ball. If she's not running up the line, she can run, kick it long, switch it to the other side of the ground.
Yeah.
She's a weapon. It just needs a little bit of coaching, a little bit of tactics. But again, it's easy to say that because we watch Victorian football and we play a dozen or more games a year where obviously for the 18-sided game for the USA women, they make me play half a dozen tops.
Yeah, and it's very hard to read anybody in that first round. And now they've got this game tomorrow against Papua New Guinea, which we should have live for you here on USAFL. They're playing out at Wesley College on the Glen Waverly campus. This is pretty much a must-win situation for the Freedom, because if they lose and Ireland defeats the European Crusaders, they will be eliminated from contention for the semifinal. Third quarter football underway here in Bulleen. The Liberty up 4-1. The Bulleen-Templestowe Bullants are going from left to right. They get the football out of the middle very quickly. Ball goes to ground. Again, picking it up there with Saki, who went forward but forgot it. Ball squirts backwards. 3 players in there for the Liberty, and the ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw, and it looks like it got held up. But in any event, it'll be a ball up on that far side. 4-1 the score, all behinds. The Liberty have not scored in probably about 25 minutes. We are playing 4 20-minute quarters here, by the way. Ball goes to ground again, tied up. Moving it forward there is, looks like in 15 is Skonechny, who went flying like a swan. And then another kick up on that far side. Good ball movement, it seems like. Great job by Hale to throw her opponent to the ground. Ball got deflected off the kick. Paddled along the ground like a paddle ball. 2-on-2 contest. Ball gets locked in. Ball will get held up. Ball will get stood up, and we'll have a ball up. Peter.
A lot of balls in there as we wait for it to be thrown back into play. Far side of the ground, the Rucks nominate, and up we go again. One out on this occasion by the 23 in Jones for the Bullants, but she brought it straight to ground, and it was Stacks on the pill. The umpire will call for a ball up. Getting involved there, the lady Silvio. As we said, kicked a goal last week, of course, on Saturday night, should I say. First ever goal kicked by someone from the Los Angeles Dragons.
And I believe that's across all forms of for the national team as well, for any national team.
That is a heck of an honour as we wait for the ball to be thrown back into play. Brought to ground again by Jones and sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. And I believe on the women's side that we talked that Los Angeles are looking at hopefully bringing a full side, or at least a big contingent down to San Diego, which is just a couple of hours drive down the highway.
Yeah, they've got about 20 players locked in there, and Katie Ann Shearer, who's Katrina's sister, was playing for them. I don't know if she's going to be coming to nationals, but it was good to see her go forward. Speaking of going forward, here is the Bullants. In there again was Maine, who has made herself very useful, not just as a ruck. Getting bowled over there again was Silvio. Stacks on the mill. Ball flies out of there like from a pitching machine. Ball rolls outside of 50. Skonechny tried to get free out. Goes in with some pressure high in the air. Knocked the ground by Arundel. Went to pick it up. Stays with it. Third effort is good. Here comes Barbara Axtell, who bullies her way in. Soccered off the ground by Silvio. Gets away from one tackler nicely. Throws that one onto the right. Bounces off of the chest of Leslie. Picked up by Erica Saki. Handballed in nicely. This is good play, except the handball didn't come off. Algozin saw it go through her hands. Ball goes to ground again. Stayed with the football again, and then throw that one onto the right. Here come the Bullants now. Sits up nicely for her. Gets away from Hale. Throw that one onto the right. 2-on-2 contest. Tipped off the top. Good job in there by Kazar, but it was knocked away by Ferrucci. Stacks on the mill. Umpire says that'll be a ball up. Some appeal there for a free kick by Arundel, but no dice. It'll be a ball up.
And that's what we have, 35 metres out from goal. Ball goes up in the air. Brought to ground. Silvio again tries to get in there. Arundel tried to pull the football out. Couldn't. Bulleen snap towards the pocket. Dribbling away to the right-hand side and out of bounds. We've got our cameraman today from Bulleen doing the honours. First time on there and doing it with a cigarette in hand. That's multitasking.
That's country football right there, folks.
He's just missing a beer in his pocket. That's all, as we wait for the ball to be thrown back into play. Or a stubby holder attached to the tripod as the ball is brought to ground. Hurry kick out of the back line. Isn't going to go too far. Only going to Traplin, who has a shot at goal. It bounces across the face. Now, did it hit the post? No, it didn't. It is through for a minor score. And that means the Bullants go to 2, USA Liberty 4 here at Bulleen Park. We've gone 4 minutes into this third term.
First score in a long time for either team as Kaylin Deal out to the near side through the wickets of Silvio. And then here comes Arundel, who'll kick it. She'll chase it. 2 Bulleen players are over there running around to pick it up, but couldn't pick that one up. Almost thought that was Maine for a second. She's brought to ground nicely there by Leslie, who's in on the play again. And we have a whistle, and the umpire has picked out tackling without the ball. Didn't see who that was against, but they've given the ball back to Pocklinghorn, who had set up the first score of the game, the first behind of the game for Bulleen-Templestowe. She'll throw that one onto the right foot. 1-on-1 contest. Ball went down as Maine went up against the 16 there, or the 18 rather, which was even. And play on, they say. Throw that one onto the left. 1-on-1 contest just off the hand of Osthoff. Goes to ground. Picked up there by King for the Bullants. Drops it in front of her teammate. Hale picks it up, tries to get it the heck out of there. Only goes as far as Silvio. She squirts it forward. Not much territory being gained. Throwing that one back onto the right was Henry, left footer, just out of the hands of Kazar. Throws that one in. It squirts in front. One-on-one contest. They try to knock it through. Barbara Axelm was taken down. Deal tries to get it out of there. A lot of desperation. Calls for the ball. The ball's going out of bounds. And Bulleen is up and about here looking for hopefully their first goal of the game, Peter.
They must have got a good old rev up at half-time as we wait for it to be thrown back into play. On the broadcast side, forward pocket. Push down the ground by Hale. Hurry kick off the ground, courtesy of Kaylin Deal. Gained a few metres, only as far as King, who tries to go in there for Bulleen. She's all over the top of the ball. The umpire says it's trapped in there. Going nowhere, let's call for a bounce. Next game coming up for the Liberty is on Friday night, 5:30 p.m. That is at Monash University against the Monash Blues, another one of the VAFA teams. Ooh. Hurried kick in there. The umpire not paying in danger against Herman. Trying to go in and lay the tackle there is Catherine Mullen. Once again, the umpire says a stalemate. We'll call for a ball up.
Ball up will happen about 40 meters or about 35 meters defensively in the center of the ground by the Liberty. Thrown to the ground there was Owen Wynn. And then that one, that's a big kick off the left side. And that will skip through for another minor score. So another snake eyes roll by the Bulleen-Templestowe Bullants. It is 4-3. Still looking for our first goal of the game. This is a very USAFL style women's game. A lot of ground play and the occasional long kick. There is one from the fullback there in Kaylin Deal, but that one's going to come right back at the Liberty as they play that one up on the left side. Ball went to ground, kicked that one up high and into the middle, looking for Maine, who couldn't find it. And the ball again goes to ground. As that was Laura Main, the big ruck, as we mentioned, just 16 years old. And as we've mentioned a couple of times, 5 under-18s being played by Templestowe. They actually, by Bulleen, they had just gotten knocked out of the finals, which is how they were able to release some of their players here as the ball is muddled up on that far side. Again, the score 4-3. Glad you're watching us live back in the States where it is at about 5 o'clock in the morning. The sun is just coming up on a Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning. No, it is Tuesday morning back there. I can't get my day straight here. I don't even know how I could know it back there. We'll have a ball up, Peter.
As it's thrown up in the air, one out in that contest by Catherine Mullen. Again, a pack is going to fall. The umpire calls for a ball up. Now, of course, for those watching online in Australia, just because it's low scoring doesn't mean it's not an entertaining contest. That was proven on Sunday when Canada and Fiji went to war, literally, in the women's division in Pool A, where Fiji nearly caused the ball over through absolute sheer pressure that was relentless the entire match. And Bulleen have an opportunity here to go towards the hot spot, 30 metres out from goal. Verucci coming through there, stripped at the football, trying to lay a bump there. Barbara Axelm, she now gets the football, managed to break the tackle there of Ho and went towards the half-back flank on the outer side. Finds a pack, trying to go in and lay the tack. Bernarski was there. She managed to not stick the tackle because her opponent got away. A hurry kick, very close towards the boundary line. In fact, it will go out right next to that left-hand point post, out of bounds. 1 point lead the Liberty hold, with the ball to be back into play from Kaylin Deal.
We'll see how long that lasts. Kaylin Deal of the Boston Lady Demons, one of the longest tenured Lady Demons still playing. Lisa Arredondo is over there. Oh, that was smothered as the went off the mark. That it looks like they're going to call that back. Or is she going to do that again? Is that what it looks like? Yeah, it looks like she's going to get a second opportunity. As we mentioned, Kaylin Deal, she's also the president of the Boston Demons Football Club. And one thing that I find amazing, there are 9 women presidents of clubs, not just women's side, but across the clubs in the USAFL. They're all Americans. There's a couple here. Stephanie Shipley Snyder is out there from Columbus, as is Drea Casillas, who's lurking around here somewhere from the New York Lady Magpies. Tie up on that far side. Ball gets swung out. Saki got thrown to the ground like a rag doll. That one is kick. The Liberty desperately trying to get it out, and they do. Looking for Algozin. She's bullied off the football a couple of times, and then it gets rushed forward, but only as far there as 32, who is Palkinghorn, who is getting more involved in the halfback line there. And then she just scuttles it forward, stays in the middle. They're trying to rush it forward, and then she gets taken down, and I believe that is holding the ball, and it is, as the 23 in there, who is Jones, will get the free kick. Again, the score, it's the USA Liberty 4, the Bull-Ants 3 here on USAFL.com.
As the ball is far and wide towards the Bull-Ants half-forward line, Pack surrounds the football, popped out, tried to get a hurry kick there, was off, but she kicked it into the shin of her opponent. Now trying to turn around and immediately getting caught there was Ho by Brunanski, who caught a cold. Silvio tries to get a hurry kick out of there, does so, moves it up the line, Halover around the football, has to go back in again, had to get it away from her opponent in Herman. Bull-Ants holding on the wing on the outer side, going in to take a mark though. Brunanski again, releases the hand pass, comes in board with the kick, had to be good. Arundel was running by, lost the football, got it back again, and then got caught cold. The umpire said play on, must have just hit her shin as she tried to get a hurry kick away, trying to charge her way through there. Looks like Robin Leslie, who was the best on ground against the All-Stars on Saturday night. Still in the forward 50 here for the USA Liberty, but it will come out with a long left boot kick for the Bull-Ants. Not much to go to. Waiting back there is Valerie Barbara Exthelm. She gets on the right boot, kicks it around the corner. Awkward looking kick. Leslie gets bumped off the football at the crucial moment, courtesy of Traplin for the Bull-Ants, who goes up the wing position. Long kick, gains about 40 metres. Ball on the deck. Quick hurried little hand pass out. This is releasing Lizzie Even. She now goes in towards what was going to be half forward, now half back. Reading the ball best was Antoinette Ditas.
Out of the back line, Ditas will look and find a teammate. Didn't catch the number, but she'll play on. Throws that onto the left boot, hugging the sideline tightly like a teddy bear. Nice mark by Maine, and now the Bull-Ants for the first time tonight stringing some of these kicks together. Sends that one up high, off the hands of Hale. That one thrown into the right, up into the middle, bounces free. Hayne couldn't get to it, stayed with the footy, throws that one on to the left. One-on-one contest, almost marked, and she's going to soccer that one on and through for her behind, and that levels the scores right through the hands of Marinos, and she had it in her hands. She had the lead tying kick in her hands, but dropped the mark. Scores are level here in Bulleen, 4-4. As Deal comes out, we have a whistle.
I think the boundary umpire has blown the whistle, and what's that for? We'll just find out in a moment.
I'm wondering if they were waiting for the flag to be waved.
I was going to say, I can't remember if that rule exists anymore about the flag being waved. I know they move it so quick in the AFL. That used to be the old rule when they used to come back to the centre and take about 10 seconds to do it.
Yeah, it's not the rule in the International Cup, so that's not what they're playing in any event. Ball up on that far side as Saki was thrown off the football. Leslie is in there to hold vigil, and then it is kicked forward, going to pick it up again. There's Leslie. That one went straight up in the air, brushed some clouds on the way down. In there again is the number 9. There is Osthoff again as well, as the ball is just barely kept in, handballed back. Here is Michaels. That one skittles through like a cockroach in the bathroom floor, and then here is Algozin, who stays with it, now throws a Shepherd. Here she goes again. They just want to center the ball, almost soccer style. Just kick it, they want, says Silvio, but a good job by Bulleen-Templestowe to get it out of there, and a 1-2 contest again. Palkinghorn is making herself visible in the play, squirts out free, throws that one on, picked up again by Leslie, trying to circle back but couldn't. Then throws that one on to the left. That one's going to come back. Going after to chase it there is Owen Wynn there, and then that one goes out straight in the middle of the ground. Chong was there for the Bull-Ants, comes free, and then that one is thrown, smothered, bounces in on a hop. The Barbara Axthelm has a pretty good kick into the middle, marked by Claire Algozin. Now she's about 2 kicks from goal here. The Liberty are going going to have to try and scramble everything. She's going to need a lead. She's got plenty of room on the left side for one. And in fact, have they called 50 because she's moving up, or 25
for a player running over the mark?
Well, that's going to make things a little bit easier. And with scores level, Claire Algozin will have a chance as we are nearing the midway point of this third quarter for the very first major score of the game. At the very least, any score will give her the lead. The Michigan Nate, oh, that went off the side of the foot. And I think we're at the zoo because I just saw a shankopotamus. Ball goes out of bounds on the full. It is a 4-4 the score.
Indeed, it was a shank. If you want to see a better one, just go on YouTube, Google Stephen Kernahan 1993 Carlton versus Essendon.
I know that one well.
As the ball is on the far side, hurry kick by the Bull Ants. Goes long towards the halfback flank. Plenty of numbers out there. Trying to chase after the football is Valerie Barber-Eksthelm. She's out there, turns the football around, tries to go towards half forward. Plenty of players on here, but the Bull Ants are holding up well across their halfback line in this third term, denying this opportunity. Ray Hale went afterwards, beaten out to it by O'Connor, but then a pack will form around her. Can they squeeze the football out? Robin Leslie was lurking nearby, trying to get a hurried hand pass. Lizzie Even. Her hand pass got knocked out away, but Silvio just went for the soccer skills and tried to go off the ground. Wasn't successful. Tennant got the football back instead for the Bull Ants. Wanted to come back inboard. Intercept here, taken away by Amy Arundel, who's been having a great game. Got one over the top. Got it quickly across to Skosniecki. Skosniecki. I'll get it right by the summer as the hurry kick going for goal. Might just squeeze in. It has. It's Robin Leslie.
Yes. Great job by Robin Leslie, who is best on ground. She deserved the goal on that tour, and she just squeezed it inside the goalpost. Great job by Amy Arundel. She's the one that created that play and was able to get that over. Finally, this game gets a goal.
And, of course, as we said during the call when we made a quick little mention about summer, we're talking about the USA summer when it gets, which is on right now, but it's still like summer in October when you go down to San Diego, the USAFL Nationals, October 21-22 this year.
Absolutely. It'll be, and the weather, just like it was in Florida, will be nice. It will also probably be hot. But in any event, there's our first goal of the game. 1-4-10 for the Liberty, 4 points for the Bull Ants. What has been a very entertaining game, and you can see the Liberty doing something. They hit on transition. It took them a while for it to develop, but on the far side, Barbara Axthelm, whose work rate has been very, very good this game, she's tied up on the far side in front of the interchange gates. I was going to say the exchange race. You can see where my mind is.
You're thinking about the exchange rate, are you?
Just a little bit. Well, I had a $1 bill in my pocket, and somebody said they would trade me a $1 coin, and I don't think that would be a very good trade. Meanwhile, ball comes back into play. There was a tackle behind play. Ball cried the crowd. Boots says the umpire. Ball still is hugging the boundary line very, very tightly, like me with my teddy bear, and the ball will go out of bounds once again. 10-4, the Liberty lead. Brian Barish alongside Peter Holden, the great Peter Holden, who got here about as fast as Superman to get here and still missed the first quarter, but that's okay.
Now you throw the word great in front of my name. I'm about to cop it, aren't I, on Reddit as the ball is thrown back into play. Going in there, you've just set me up beautifully, haven't you? Trying to go in there is Silvio. She, of course, gets the football moving forward, but it's only taken away by the Bull Ants here with a hurried right boot kick that gained about 20 or 30 metres. There was no one to go to, so they have to almost chase up their own kick. Guess who's got it again? Amy Arundel. She's having a brilliant game at the moment, but unfortunately she couldn't execute, and that's all the ball go for the Bull Ants out towards the wing position. Plenty of runners on here for the Liberty. They're leading in their chase. This is a 3-on-2 situation. Good bit of pushing here by Burmeister, who's holding it up for the Bull Ants. She's done well. Also going in there is Freeman. Trying to get the body in there is Mullen. She couldn't pick up the pill, but someone has, and they put it on the boot to acknowledge a lead. Oh, just couldn't get there, and the nick of time is king. It got away from her. Overrunning the football, there was Kaylin Deal. Ball still in dispute. Hurried little kick away for the Liberties. Going to find the boundary line. Will it? It will stay in. They've got two players out there if they can pick it up clean. Valerie Barber-Eksthelm is one of them who got the hand pass away. Almost got the football back on the way through. Burrowed in, but she was immediately claimed there by Cesar. Doesn't matter. Support's there. They gets a long kick out towards the wing, wanting to find Nelson to run onto. She had the football, put it into space, bobbling football, going in there and to try and make a contest out out of it is Mullen as well. Still in contest at about centre wing, far side of the ground. We'll call for the ball up now.
You said Amy Arundel. My goodness, you know, you talk about players who AFLW scouts might be keeping an eye on. That young lady has only been playing for a year, and I'll tell you what, she would be a very, very good fit in the AFLW with her speed. And just dropping the football there, it looks like was Algozin. That one comes back up into the air. Ball goes to ground. Here's Leilani Silvio, who throws it onto the right foot, and it is marked nicely there by Lauren Balsley of the Columbus Jillaroos. And the young lady they call Balls will go back and have a shot. She might be 1-2 kicks for goal. That's a low line drive, marked again by Silvio, who got free from her defender. And Leilani Silvio, who kicked the goal on Sunday night, will have the chance to become the first multi-goal scorer for the Liberty on this tour. The kick is up on the way. It is dead center, perfect goal to the USA Liberty. A wonderful passage of play, and it happens on the three-quarter time siren. The score after 60 minutes of play, it's the USA Liberty, 2 goals, 4 behind, 16 points. The Bulleen-Templestowe Bull Ants, 4 points.
Here at Bulleen Park, Tuesday night, the 8th of August here in Australia. Bulleen now with the work to do. I just felt that Bulleen had the domination of play in that quarter. I'd give it 75-25. They just couldn't find a way to capitalise. They peppered away. They had 3 scoring shots a goal. We saw the opportunity there going for King out in the lead. The ball just came short to her. If they were just a little more cleaner, a little more accurate, game would have been on their terms.
Yeah, they had a couple of drops right in front there. In fact, Marino's had the one where she really should have taken it, and it went clean through her hands. But you know what? That's to the credit of the USA Liberty to put up the blocks, and then more importantly, they had 2 very good passages of play up the corridor and able to get it in. One from, we saw the goal there from Silvio, and then the first goal there from Robin Leslie. And so Judith Stein will be very happy at three-quarter time.
We might take this opportunity to take a break. When we come back, you're going to be in the huddle, so you're going to be able to hear what the coaches say, and then hopefully we'll get some post-game interviews as well. Coming up right here on the USAFL.com stream. Don't you go anywhere. It's a 2-goal lead at the moment to the USA Liberty.
Beautiful San Diego, home of the 2017 USAFL Nationals, including, for the first time, an Australian division. Imagine kicking off your end-of-season footy trip in this amazing US city, with your club playing in the biggest football tournament in the world.
Black Chrome Sportswear designs and manufactures custom sportswear with a focus on quality and reliability. We're Australian, we've got 10 years experience, and we've got a US base in Oklahoma. Who better to trust than an Aussie company for your AFL gear? Get your customized men's and ladies' AFL uniforms, outerwear and training gear from Black Chrome. Black Chrome's custom compression can enhance performance and recovery. reduce lactic acid, and accelerate your warm-up. Black Chrome is trusted by a number of AFL leagues, including the USAFL, as their official supplier. Try out our Design Your Own tool and see Black Chrome's full range of sportswear at blackchromeusa.com. Join us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And welcome back here to Bulleen Park. We might see if we can get inside the huddles. USA Liberty huddle. We're hoping to get inside of and hear from the coaches. Being Judith Stein out there. We'll see how that goes with our wireless mic. If you've just joined us here, it is three-quarter time. And at the moment, the lead with the USA Liberty, they are 2-4-16, leading the Bulleen-Templestowe Bullants 4 behind here as part of our USAFL live stream. Great to have your company. Don't forget there is matches tomorrow, hopefully being live streamed via this very stream. When you search for USAFL on YouTube, we will be, of course, bringing you the game between, that's Brian Barra, should I say, bringing you the USAFL taking on Papua New Guinea, I believe, in the women's, and then in the men's match immediately following that as well. There'll be live coverage from about 10:45 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. All that information appearing on your screen very shortly. Hopefully Brian will be back with us very shortly in the commentary position, as players start to now get into their respective spots. The USA will be looking for their first win as the Liberty on Australian soil. They, of course, played in the International Cup 2014 when they were short on teams, so USA and Canada fielded two sides each, and unfortunately they couldn't bring home the chocolates then, couldn't get a win on the board, but at the moment they're not too far away, holding this 2-goal lead and only 20 minutes of football left to play. So this is going to be an enthralling finish. And you can see the man running up to his commentary box right now. That is, of course, Brian Barish as part of this duo here. Not too far away from the umpire, holding the ball aloft and getting us underway. There's the siren. 20 minutes to go. Your caller is Brian Barish.
Yes, after I've run all that way, thank you very much. I'll remember that next time. Ball goes to ground, and we'll have a ball up right away. You can take that. Thank you very much. Hope you got some of that because, well, if you didn't, but one thing Judith Stein said was that, what did she say? Well, she said, we didn't come to Australia to get pushed off the ball. We came to Australia to push people off the ball.
I'll let you breathe now after that. Thank you. As the ball is on the far side of the ground and the umpire is going to call for a ball up or a quaker in there as well. And as well, the player in Mullen who's been great in the ruck today for the USAFL Liberty. Quick little tap out, looking around there. The number 6 in Kendall who's been great today for the Bullants, but no good there as it's quickly taken away. Al goes in and Al goes out, and the umpire blows the whistle and says it's all locked in, so how about we call for a ball up, run underneath the light tower on the far side of the ground. Good tap forward, only for the Liberty to try and pat themselves underneath the football. Ray Hale there, trying to get a hurry kick around the corner. Going in there to pick it up though and having to dance around a few and dribble it along the ground was the player in Traplin. Umpire calling play on. Liberty move it back along the wing position. Foot race here towards the boundary line to be seen over by Algozan and Collins, and we'll have a ball back into play.
Ball come back in the play on that far side. 2 goals of difference. Wow, that was a really high throw in. Not much distance on that, but a lot of height and some style points as well. Ball gets tied up, comes out of the middle, looking in the middle there for Osthoff. And then moving the ball slightly forward are the Liberty. Now they move it a little bit faster. Looks for the handball, comes right back at them. Pops out in front. That looks like, oh, big hit in there. I didn't see who that was. It looks like now getting up, that was Lizzie Even, who is strong strong as a garlic milkshake. Ball comes to ground, and we'll have a ball up. I had to pull that one out at least once during the course of the night, as we have a ball up straight in the middle of the ground.
I'm expecting that to be trademarked on T-shirts by the end of the tour, as the ball is thrown up in the air, knocked forward, but only as far as Quoker. Quoker got onto it there for the USA Liberty, went towards centre half forward. Good tackle late on again by Algoza. Has been having a great game, forces the ball to be knocked free. Getting tackled there under pressure was Fennell. Ball got knocked up in the air. Now they move it forward, the Liberty, only for it to be taken away with a hurried clearing kick that gains about 50 metres. Good effort there by Collins. Put it out into the advantage of Kendall, who got immediately wrapped up. Catching her was Osthoff and Silvio, and the umpire will call for another ball up. We've got 17 minutes remaining in this match. USA Liberty 2-4-16. Bullets 4 behind. Up in the air it goes again. Great roving work there by Kendall, who just put it straight on the boot, but it went into the corridor and into a pack of players. One of them fighting for it is Barbara Extham. She can't get it out, but yeah, with quick hands is Robin Leslie. Moved it in towards the centre of the ground. Collins didn't bend over to pick it up, just went to try and kick it off the ground. Tackle being laid on there by Funnel. She now managed to work it to the agency there of Freeman. Freeman wanted to go towards centre half forward. Liberty were there, but they were dispossessed of the ball. One of them running through was Mullen. Also getting in there is Herman for the Bullets. Ball squeezed out towards the centre wing. Silvio just slammed it on the wing. Came off hands. Might try and chase up her own kick. Offering support there is Michaels. She goes in to lay the tackle. Dispossesses the player in Polkinghorn. Still in dispute. Half-back flank here for the Bullets. All wrapped up. Coming in there, Brzezinski. The umpire blows the whistle and says, let's have a ball up half forward for the Liberty. They're pushing forward. They're looking for a match-winning goal to seal it.
Absolutely, Peter. They are looking very good on the offensive side. Ball goes into the air, knocked forward again by Hain, who did well to find Kendall, who, as Peter said, is roving very well in support of her ruck. Caught up on the far side, centering ball, though I don't think that was the intention, but was able to find there in the 23, which is Jones. Tried for a centering ball again, knocked down, and then getting knocked down was a defender. Looked like that was Barbara Axtell. In fact, it was. And then Osthoff will go in. Quokka knocks down her opponent, and the umpire crosses his arms like the Monsignor of the First Church of Australian football and says, let's have a ball up. On the scoreboard, it's the Liberty at 2-4-16. The Bullants 4 behinds, 4 points only. They probably deserve a goal out of this. They've dropped a couple of chances, and another ball up is happening on the edge of the center square. Very good field condition, by the way. Little soft, not terrible. It is a little soupy in the middle of the ground where the cricket wicket is, but in fact, that one has gone forward, knocked backwards. The Liberty trying to get out of danger through Hale. Throw that one onto the right, couldn't. It centered in, straight out in front. 2 blue jumpers there. Kendall again, and then out the far side, Arundel, and is looking like she's going to try and get rid of it, and there is Quokka to relieve the danger out to the near side. Or check that may have been Silvio, and then out just skips by Algozin. 2-on-2 contest, trying to wrap her up. Good shepherd thrown, and then here, that could have been a throw as she threw it up and hit it there on the 28, which was Collins. Not called by the umpire, played into the middle, and it's marked, and then she's taken down afterwards. But no call for the 25, and that is Robin Leslie. Leslie has the second goal, or the first goal. That was a long kick into the middle, knocked down. Osthoff is in there, so is Michaels. Ping off the, almost looked like a pinball play. That one sent forward. Leslie is there. Over to get it is the 14 there, which is Balsley, who's now playing in the middle of the ground. Up to the left side, chasing after it, knocking it forward again is Michaels. There goes Leanie Michaels in a couple of times. She shepherded off the football there by the 29, who is Traplin, and Chong in there as well to push her aside. Up on the far side now, and the ball is taken down. We'll have a ball up 16-4, still 2 kicks the difference to the USA Liberty.
As the ball is on the far side of the ground from our commentary position, long kick towards centre wing, almost a good grab pulled in. Umpire says you didn't hold it long enough. Circling around the pack there is Arundel. Umpire comes in, blows the whistle and says, I'll call for a ball up. That's what he does, just on the soccer field side of the ground here at Bulleen Park. Brought to ground Trying to run onto the football there and pick it up. Must be a bit dewy there for Traplin. She was under pressure, brought to ground. Umpire blows the whistle and says no for opportunity, and we'll call for a ball up. USA Liberty leading by 2 goals here in their tour match. The Liberty, of course, on the development side of the USAFL women, their main side being the Freedom, who went down by 5 goals to Ireland in game 1 of Pool B. Good mark taken there, spinning around and electing to play on is Polkinghorn. Love that style of football. Goes in towards the middle of the ground. Was trying to find her intended target there in Freeman. Doesn't matter, had support. They went towards the half forward. Now here's a golden opportunity. They can't go in and pick it up because Quoker is back there. In fact, pardon me, it was the player in Becky Kraft. She managed to clear it with a hand pass. Got it towards the back. Umpire comes in. Does he call for in the back? Yes, he does. And it will be a free kick to Ferrucci. Jennifer Ferrucci on the far side of the ground from our broadcast position here at Bulleen Park. 2-4-16 Liberty. Bullants fall behind. 12.5 minutes remaining.
One of 2 Arizona Lady Hawks here on this tour. Of course, Melissa Armstrong, who's playing for the Freedom. Left-footed kick in. It's going to roll. It's going to roll. It's going to go across the face and stay in. Great job by Lizzie even to clean up the dirty work. Handballs it over the top. Looking for Silvio or Quokka. Silvio was closest. Scribbled out into the middle. Goes off of one of the defenders. Staying in there. It looks like was even again. That one is picked up by one of the Bullants. Watching in there again was Arundel. Staying with the football. She's taken down. And the umpire calls for a ball up as it's tight in as the Bullants are huffing and puffing. And that is a house of bricks so far being built by the Liberty. Doing very well. They have not allowed a goal so far. They lead by 2 of them. Ball goes into the air. Gravity takes effect. Spin around off the middle. That one is dropped in front. Bulleen trying again to rush it forward. Picked up defensively by the Liberty. Throws that one onto the right. And all alone but dropping it was Jess Nelson. And then she heard footsteps from Polkinghorn, which allows the latter to win the football. Ball goes to ground. Nelson is in there again. Picked up there by Traplin. And then off the left foot. Stays that one in free. Over to get it. And then over the top there was Becky Kraft, who tried to play that one into the middle. And then out in looking again for Nelson. Picked up by Polkinghorn. Polkinghorn rumbles through. Kicks that one onto the right. A little bit of a right to left draw. And then out of the back comes Kaylin Deal. And Deal throws that one onto the left. Has some room now. That one bounces away. A little off-break spinner. Picked up there by Tensich, it looks like number 2. And that one is locked in. Tensich with a second effort. Able to stay with it. She is knocked around like cargo in the back of a FedEx truck. And then ball goes to ground. Stacks on the mill. Will have a ball up. Still 16-4. USA Liberty the lead here in the 4th quarter.
As Valerie Barbara Ekstrom from the Seattle Grizzlies gets on the right boot, goes long up the line. Couple of bounces away. Mark taken and just streaming off the back line. Gotta love the run there by Chong, who goes towards, great mark taken. And I think if I'm right, it's the player that's been having a ripping game, Kendall, for the Bullants, who puts towards the half-forward flank position. Numbers are back there. Barbara Ekstrom again trying to pick up another possession, but she's ridden into the ground. The umpire calls for a ball up. Plenty of sides on the west coast, the USA, Seattle Grizzlies, Los Angeles Dragons. Also throw in there Sacramento Suns, San Francisco Iron Maidens. On the men's side, it's the San Diego Lions as well, and the Orange County Bombers as they all circle the pack. They're looking for a hand pass out. Spinning around there is Kendall. She's dropped it cold this time under pressure from Arundel, or is the umpire going to call for a ball up? Think she might have got away with that one.
Yeah, that's going to be a ball up. And don't forget the Arizona Hawks and the Lady Hawks as well, as the Arizona Hawks were dormant for some time on the men's side, but they've been sprung back to life thanks to Jason Pony Wilhelm, who is here with the Revolution. As the Bullants able to get it out. Oh, there's a 2-on-2 contest. Kick for goal, and it's there. Didn't see who got it. I want to say that was King who was there at the end of it. It took 3.5. Number 1, thank you. That was McQueen who kicked the goal. That's the first goal. It took him 3.5 quarters of football. Oh, no, it's a point. I apologize. Thank you. Well, you know what? It looked like he had the 2 off, so it is actually a point. It is 16-5. I saw the number 1 go up, and I thought that was number 1, but in fact, so my apologies, 16-5, as they have still come very close, but here they are trying to lock the the ball in again. That one squirts out. It's going to be picked up by Quokka. Quokka throws that one on to the right. One-on-one contest. Starting off her mark there is Stephanie Shipley-Snyder, and then she's going to stay with the football. That one come out looking for Silvio. Silvio looking for Quokka. Knocked down nicely by Antoinette Ditas, and Ditas is knocked free. Ball gets handballed into the middle. They stay with it, but then the whistle, and it's stop, drop, and roll time as just getting it right. I believe that was a mark taken by Funnel. It looked like it was a handball, but in fact it was a kick, so that is a mark. Funnel gets the ball back, spins that one away, picked up there by Ralph. Ralph will try not to Ralph with the football. In fact, she does. Ball goes to ground. Good job by Even to push her off the football. Goes over the top to Arundel. Left-footed by Quokka. One-on-one contest off the fingertips of Polkinghorn. Ball goes to ground again. It's still Tensich in there again. And then that one was, that's going to get called. Knocked down was Osthoff. I didn't see the call there, Peter. Maybe you did.
Too high in there. Just waiting because there's a player that might have an ankle injury for Bulleen that's just on centre wing at the moment. They're searching for her because what happened was she went down, she reached for her ankle straight away and was just rocking back and forward in pain, and obviously the trainer's spending some time with her. Now the clock's ticking here at the moment. I don't know if the timekeepers are ticking their clock or letting it roll, so time may expire on our graphics and we may still have probably 30 or 60 seconds on top of that. We'll see what happens. Not quite like the Canada-Fiji game, which we didn't know they were going to play Golden Point extra time. It just happened, and then the 17.5-minute quarter went for about 24.
I don't think anybody knew that they were playing, and you know what? Frankly, if I may be allowed to editorialize, I don't agree with that. I think they should have draws.
Either a draw, I would say, let them know and have 5 minutes each way extra time, so you kind of know what the situation is. Just reset and go again.
Yeah, but you also,
a bit like in finals.
Yeah, a bit like in finals. The problem is that you also have to put in for the fact that there are 4 other games happening, so you don't want to go too off schedule, as we are just about set. By the way, that game action begins tomorrow with the Freedom playing Papua New Guinea out at Wesley College. That is a 10:45 start, which is an 8:45 on the Eastern time, followed by the Revolution playing at 12:30 Eastern time, or 12:30 local time here in Melbourne.
As the ball is kicked towards the half forward for the Bull Ants, having it momentarily there was Sakura, who dropped the football, had to go back and get it again, just slammed it on the boot, kicked it in towards the central corridor. Getting it back though is Traplin. Traplin put into a dangerous spot, 35 metres out from goal. Jeopardy in the hands there of Kathy Ditas. She was dispossessed of the football, had her teammate there for support, who was immediately wrapped up by Sakura, and the umpire comes in and calls for another ball up. We're about 50 metres out from the Bull Ants goal. They trail by 11 points.
Well, Mackenzie Carr Sakura, who part of that back line with Katie Klatt and Liz Danielson, had a great kick. Wow, booming kick. Almost taking the mark there was Nelson off the foot of Barbara Axthelm. She stays with the football, keeps up on the far side. Chasing it over is Kathy Michaels. And then ball goes to ground. Bulleen has it, throwing that one on to the left. Spins that one high. It is dropped again there by Marinos, who dropped one earlier that could have led to a goal. Straight out into the middle of the ground. It bounces pretty nicely considering that's all mud. Skonechny found it at her boots, picked it up, dropped by Arundel, who stayed with the football nicely. Coming over to cut that off was Ralph. Ball is tied up, and a ball up in the center square. Again, the score, it's the USA Liberty. 2 goals, 4 behind, 16 points. The Bull Ants 5 behinds only. Brian Barish with Peter Holden, whose voice you're going to hear now.
Thank you very much. And putting it on the left boot is Traplin. Goes out towards the centre wing on the club room side of the ground. Sakura going after the football, picks it up. Oh, she's got caught straight away. In fact, it was Osthoff, pardon me. And the umpire says didn't have prior opportunity when she was wrapped up there by Herman, and will call for a ball up. Centre wing, Liberty looking for their first ever win as a team on Australian soil. Quokka going after the football, got pushed off of it. Hurry kick away now towards the forward of centre, but there's plenty of numbers back there for the Bull Ants. One of them was Polkinghorn, goes in to gets the football, gets the kick away before Skosnetsky had it and nearly caught her. Then they kicked it towards the half forward flank position, overrun there by Mullen. Trying to get involved there is Jones, and it's like a rugby maul. The umpire says, I'm going to have to break this up or you're all going home, so let's throw it up in the air and reset.
Catherine Mullen in there from the Minnesota Freeze. A lot of Minnesota girls on this team as the ball gets knocked out. Over to get it there, it looked like was even. Speaking of which, ball goes to ground, going through like a little grubber, like a little centipede, handballed it in. Osthoff with a big right foot kick into the middle, speared off by Antoinette Ditas. Didas to stop any of that forward nonsense, but only as far as Arundel, who found some help in Silvio into the right foot, dropped there by Michaels. Ball goes to ground. Michaels stays with it, finds a handball in Silvio. Silvio had it smothered. Michaels was taken without the football, and I think that's going to get called. It was by the official, who was all the way there in the center. Screams of 50 from the crowd. They're not going to get it. Oh, no, or will they? No, it looked like they were moving forward. So here is Kathleen Michaels. The mark is 45 meters from goal. She's on the southern side of the border of the 50-meter arc. She's going to load up. The kick goes in short into the popcorn machine, out of the hands of Polkinghorn. Looks like she copped it on accident there by Leslie. The ball goes straight out into the middle of the ground, rolling free. Osthoff able to sweep aside her defender. It pops free, looking for Cuoca, who picks it up. Just got the ball to the right, up in the air, knocked down. Again, that was Antoinette Didas who had it. When it looked like it handcuffed the Bulleen player there. Polkinghorn able to duck away. Throwing that one on to the left. Tipped off the top, but right into the hands of Lizzie Even, who loads up. Even with a long kick that's headed for goal. It's going to roll, but it's going to go through for a behind. As Lizzie Even moved up from her halfback position and loaded up with a chance, but it's gone behind the stick. Back to a 2-goal difference. 2-5-17 the Liberty. 5 behinds for the Bullants.
And good news.
The mic works.
There you go, and we'll have that sorted for you so you can get some interviews at the post-game show. As here's the kick back into play, looking towards to go the half-back flank, through the hands there of Ralph, who couldn't hold on to the football. Cuoca circling nearby, going in to pick it up as Tennick. She was knocked off the football. Jones goes after it for the Bullants, couldn't get there. There's Robin Leslie. She is caught, immediately put into the ground. Ball did spill free though. Opportunity for the Liberty towards the pocket, chasing after the football there is Belsley, and the ball goes over and out. We will have a throw-in just around from the left-hand point post. According to our graphic, we've got about under 2 minutes remaining in this match. Wait for the ball to be thrown back into play. Heave back in. Now brought to ground. Going in there one more time. Did she kick it out of bounds in the full? No, she just squeezed it in for a point. Just a bit acute on our angle, but that will extend the lead to certainly a match-winning 13 points for the Liberty, 18-5.
That would be their first ever win for the program. They've played from 2012 in the 49th Parallel Cup. Of course, they were here. They went winless in IC14. Siren is imminent here up on the far side. We are not far away as that one is kicked back inside 50, up in the air, just out of the reach of somebody, as there goes Leslie. That one is popped in, just out, throws that one onto the left. Looked like that was Ralph. That one hugs the line. Over to get it there is Cuoca, who chases it down, does a bootleg dance around, throws that one and sends it back from whence it came. Ball goes to ground. Nice job by Shipley Snyder to push aside her defender. Ball gets packed out as Polkinghorn, who gets another disposal, and then Algozin is able to rustle that forward. Taking her down was Cuoca, and then that one is sent out into the middle. Nobody there, 3 white jumpers, and then going over to get it. Here comes the Liberty back the other direction. That looked like Barbara Axelm, who gave the ball off. That is a big booming kick up into the pocket. Bounces through, bounces once, bounces twice. It's going to be kept in. Peterson couldn't get it. That one rolls through for another behind. And the Liberty are okay with rolling those 1-pointers as long as it stays on this side of the ground. What is that? That would be 2-7-19 to 5 points. A 14-point lead in the dying minutes of the fourth quarter.
And hurry kick away by Mullins as the ball dribbles up the line. Now going in to pick it up there. It looks like it might be Leslie, who just shrugs them off, gets on the right boot, comes inside with the kick. There's the siren. The Liberty have won. The Liberty have won here at Bulleen Park. Their first ever win as a team. Victorious today, 2-7-19 to 5 behinds. Brian, you're the man with the microphone. Just turn it up to on, run out there, grab some of the Liberty players, see if they've got the song as well. Let them celebrate.
All right, well, firstly, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, let's go out there and see what we can do as we come out. What a great win by this Liberty team as they kept the ball hemmed into that forward line. It's probably the best offensive performance I've seen by this Liberty side going all the way back to 2012. Once again, the final score, the Liberty 2 goals, 7 behinds, 19 points. Bulleen-Templestowe 5 behinds. And for a picture, we're going to try and do both here on USAFL.com. Try and get some pictures and try and get some interviews as well. And we'll also get the song, which what they were practicing in the way over.
Brian Bash in the middle of that. See if we can get the microphone nice and up like that. And see if we can get in there and get the song. Just seem to be losing the microphone there at the moment. Brian Barish near the huddle. He might have to try and bring them a little bit closer to us. And so we can get that song there from the Liberty as they're out there in the middle of the ground at the moment, celebrating their victory today, 2-7-19 to 5 behind. Brian's running around there in the huddle, so we can get that up and see if we can bring them in towards us, because therefore we can get some interviews just like we did at Manor Lakes. Manor Lakes last Saturday night, when it was a victory though for the All-Stars, but of course we managed to speak with Lizzie Evans should I say, and also as well Laurie Quaker, Kaylin Deal all joined us in the commentary position, as we hope that the Liberty side will obviously a few cheers and shake of the hands for the Bulleen-Templestowe ladies for their effort today. As we said, quite a number of under-18s as well playing in the Bulleen-Templestowe side. And it just allow, I guess, the USA to try and see how they go. Because the thing is, they're playing against VAFA sides over the next 4 matches, and they're in various divisions, just to give just kind of a little bit of a suss out of where does USA footy stand at, particularly for the development division being the second side. They brought out 2 women's sides, just the 1 men's side being the Revolution. The main US women's side, of course, being the USA Freedom. And we'll just see if we can catch Brian's attention to see if we can bring him in a little closer to our commentary position, because he's speaking to Drew this time, but we just can't hear it at the moment. I'm waving like a madman, but unfortunately he's just a bit too far away. As we have more football action for you, 10:45 a.m. Wednesday morning, when we have the USA Revolution and USA Freedom play. The Freedom plays at 10:45. The Revolution playing, of course, at 10:30 a.m. We'll just see if we can get Brian Barish. We might even try and see if we can get another microphone. So bear with us for just a moment. We'll see if we have that sorted out for you.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, ladies, get in. We got one.
All right, so I don't know if you can hear me, but in any event. Thanks.
Take a hate. Crazy shot. Come on, get a bit crazy.
One more. Darn it, Charlie. What? Yeah, no, I'm... You sure? No, fuck. Valerie?
Just going over Valerie Barbara Extham to have a bit of a chat. Here we go.
No. I want to talk to you. If you can hear me, Valerie Barbara Axthelm, you played on this team in 2015, and you came away with a heartbreaking loss. How do you feel right now with the first ever win for the Liberty?
Oh, it's just incredible. I can't believe it. The girls fought so hard. It was an emotional win, but it was great.
What was it like playing up against them? They obviously have more experience. There were some of them were under 18s, but what was it like having to defend against some of these girls?
I mean, it was tough, but our girls fought hard, and I knew that every single one My girls had my back, so I just went in hard for every ball, and I couldn't even think about that they had more experience or anything.
Which player was the most exciting player you played with so far?
Most exciting?
Most excited for you to play with?
It's always Kaylin. She always has my back in that fullback line, and she played my first ever 18s game with me, and I know she's always got my back, and she's my roommate, and I just love playing with her.
Go celebrate, Val. Congratulations. Valerie Barber-Axthelm there, who's done an absolutely wonderful job on this tour, had another spectacular defensive game for the USA Liberty as they come and win. Again, the final score of 19-5. And they are taking the picture in front of the scoreboard, which we're going to do as well if my phone starts working.
Let you do that, Brian.
We're going to throw that. We'll throw that over to you, Peter.
Thank you very much, Brian. I'll let you take the phone, and I've got the other mic on as well, so hopefully we can catch them as well singing the song here. The USA Liberty for their first time ever victors, and they won today 2-7-19, 2-5 behind. We'll see if we can swing around and get the camera in front there for you. If you maybe just drop that down, our cameraman on the move, and just see if we can turn around the tripod there, turn around the camera, and we'll have a look in at this historic moment here, Brian, for the USAFL, the Liberty winning their first ever game.
You know, and I don't know if you got to hear Valerie Barber-Axthelm, maybe a little bit. There we go. I don't know if you got to hear Valerie Barber-Axthelm, but you could tell the emotion in her voice. She, as I mentioned, she was on this team in 2015 when they had a heartbreaking loss to the Canada Midnight Suns down in Fort Lauderdale. There's a number of women who came here to Australia 3 years ago, played in the International Cup, and went 0-4, went home without a win. And this win means so much to them. Just in hearing it, you heard, you may have heard Judith Stein say, and I'll paraphrase, "Oh, well, excrement," on the win there. Just an absolutely wonderful game and a very big one.
Unfortunately, the mic cut out there, so we're still yet to officially get her on record. Avoided it at every opportunity.
As it turns out, but you know what? That's I mean, this is what this tour is all about. Is games like this, and even the other night when they lost. What a wonderful effort by these ladies tonight, and it's something that they'll take with them into the rest of the tour.
Indeed, I think you got to go in there, let them celebrate. I think we might take this opportunity to wrap up here.
Absolutely.
No worries, and you'll be hopefully, if I manage to teach you everything correctly.
Yeah, right.
Back on air hopefully tomorrow, 10:45 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for the 2 International Cup matches.
Yes, and that'll be 8:45 Eastern Time on the East Coast, 8:45 p.m., followed by the Revos at 10:30 p.m. So that'll do it for us from Bulleen. For Peter Holden and for everyone else here from Bulleen, Victoria, this is Brian Barish saying goodbye for now.
Great competition and a feeder competition there to the AFL.
You're the truest form of an athlete playing footy. You got to cover long distances, got to be able to have endurance, be quick, athletic, sprint, be strong, and have skill at the same time. And I think that if you fancy yourself an athlete, this is a sport.
Everyone plays offense and defense, and everyone is a skilled player. You need to have reasonable endurance, reasonable speed, reasonable strength. There's no restrictions on how tall you need to be. Some guys can be, high 6 feet. Some people are in their 5'5", so it doesn't discriminate against anyone. Anyone can play. The thing that Americans would find particularly exciting about it is the fact that it's so fast-paced. The game's continuous. It doesn't stop. The game just continues to keep rolling.
Future of the game, I think that we need to get into more colleges. You look at a team like Minnesota and what they're able to do with college scholarships. Kids going over to Australia for a semester and then come back and they're helping with Minnesota's team. I think that's where our real development's going to come in, and I I think we need to really foster the college game.
It's a sport that's really growing, not only in Australia, but all around the world. And there's been a few signings of young American college players in the last few years that have made the transition to our sport and done really well.
So a wide range of ages and fitness levels, and it's really a sport for anybody.
So I looked up Aussie rules on YouTube, and I thought it was really cool, and that's how I found out about it.
It brings together certain elements from all different sports. Sometimes you might not be the top 1% of a particular sport, but you can use what you know about that sport, and it all is applied very well in Aussie rules football.
Just check out if there's a club in your local area, and from my own experience, both Aussies and Americans in the club are really welcoming, and they took good care of me, so they'll definitely look out for you, and it's a good time.